or that was the best decision. But what we cannot do is to cast aspersions on the niyyah and the character of Muawiyah radiallahu ta'ala. He is a Sahabi. End of story. He did what he did out of some concern for the ummah. Whether he is right and wrong, we have the right to discuss. But we cannot doubt his niyyah, that deep down inside, he wanted some benefit for the ummah. And of what the benefits he wanted, which are pretty obvious, he has witnessed the worst civil wars that were caused because of politics. He wants to close this chapter. And so he says, Khalas, let there be no more fighting. My son shall be the Khalifa after me. And he reasoned to himself, if Hassan can become the Khalifa after Ali, and Hassan and Ali are father, son and father, well then, why can't I? And that's his reasoning, but we don't have to agree with it, but we must give him the benefit of the doubt. This is what our religion requires of us. That the Sahaba, by and large, we must consider them to be people who loved Islam and loved the Prophet and are not traitors, but we do not have to agree with their political decisions. The goal was unity, the goal was avoiding bloodshed, and Muawiyah felt, if I nominate my son, nobody can then go to civil war. And so in the lifetime of Yazid, while he's alive, Muawiyah is alive, Yazid's alive, Muawiyah announces, every one of you must agree that after I die, my son Yazid shall become the Khalifa after me. By and large, the bulk of the Muslim world agreed, but Mecca and Medina, the provinces of Mecca and Medina, refused. And Muawiyah let it linger. He didn't really force it too much on them. He just said, inshallah, he probably felt that when I die, they will have to follow along. And in Mecca, there was Abdullah ibn Zubayr, the son of Zubayr ibn al-Awwam. And in Medina, there was the Al al-Bayt, Hussein and the other Al al-Bayt. And they both felt that they are more qualified to be the Khalifa than Yazid. But in the lifetime of Muawiyah, they didn't do anything political. They just let it be. Muawiyah died in Rajab of 60 AH. So we're going in chronological order here. Rajab of 60, he died. And there were three people that the Ummah was looking at to see what are they going to do. There were three people who had enough clout, enough respect, enough political capability that if they caused a hue and cry, the Umayyads are in trouble. Who are these three people? Number one on the list, and most of us ignore him because he was apolitical. Abdullah ibn Umar, the son of Umar ibn al-Khattab. Abdullah ibn Umar was the senior most Sahabi that was alive at this time. He is the senior most, the most respected Sahabi. Remember, Hussein, his respect primarily is lineage. But he was barely 6-7 years old when the Prophet passed away. Remember, right? His respect is his blood, his lineage, and that is a high respect. But Ibn Umar participated in Ghazawat. Ibn Umar participated in Uhud and all the battles afterwards. Ibn Umar is a faqih, is a scholar, and we're not comparing, no doubt, but each has his, the points. And Ibn Umar was senior to Hussein in terms of experience, age, and basically participating in Ghazawat, right? And of course, Hussein is senior in terms of blood. Nobody can deny that. So Ibn Umar was the main person that the Ummah was looking at, and Ibn Umar decided to be apolitical. And that is why Ibn Taymiyyah, for example, praises Ibn Umar as having the most wisdom, that not having any bloodshed. That Ibn Umar said, let me not get involved, let the Ummah has suffered enough. And he gave his bay'ah to Yazid, but he never took part in politics. And he said to his children that, look, if there's good in Yazid, then alhamdulillah good. If there's bad, then we will be patient at his evil and we'll let Allah judge him. He was not pro-Yazid, but he didn't make a stand anti-Yazid. He just lived his life with ibadah and ilm and tahajjud, and he didn't get involved in politics. The second person was Abdullah ibn Zubayr. And again, Abdullah ibn Zubayr is senior to Hussein in age. Only in age, obviously, otherwise, he is senior to Hussein in age. And he also has done much. And his father is a Sahabi, his mother is a Sahabi, his grandfather, his whole family is a family of prestige, Abdullah ibn Zubayr. And he was also a political person from a young age. And Abdullah ibn Zubayr decided to revolt. And he revolted in Mecca. And the third person on this list, which is the one that we're going to discuss, is Hussein ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib. So, let's talk about Hussein now. What happened? Muawiyah dies. And the governor of Medina knows the tension between Hussein and the Umayyads. So, the governor of Medina calls Yazid to his residence, his house. And, sorry, not Yazid, Hussein. The governor of Medina calls Hussein to his house. And he asks him to give the oath of allegiance in public tomorrow in the masjid. Let's quell any problems, give me the oath of allegiance. And he kept on insisting. But Hussein refused. And Hussein, when he saw the pressure coming, he said, okay, give me some time, let me think, let me see what I can do. And the governor was a soft man, we know who he is and everything, he's a soft-spoken man, he was not a very harsh person, and so he let it go. Hussein immediately left to his house and informed his family to pack, and they were leaving in 2 hours, literally. Like, they're just going to leave the whole city. And the same night, Hussein, along with the immediate family, left for Mecca in the middle of the night. Hussein left for Mecca in the middle of the night, and he made his way to Mecca. Why did he go to Mecca? Because Mecca was relatively less under the control of the Umayyads. There was still a little bit more tension. The sympathizers of Abdullah ibn Zubayr as well were over there. And therefore, he wanted to go to Mecca in order to flee the stronghold of Medina. So within the same night, he fled to Mecca. News became public that Hussein had fled, and he had not given the oath of allegiance to Yazid, the governor, which is Yazid, meaning, the governor on behalf of Yazid. And when this spread to Iraq, the people of Iraq, and in particular the people of Kufa, they rejoiced because they were waiting for rebellion. The people of Kufa were never happy with the Umayyads. And when they heard this, it was now Ramadan of 60 Hijrah. So now it's Ramadan. So the message comes to them that Hussein has refused the allegiance. Their hopes soar. And they start sending letters and delegations to Hussein in Mecca, telling him that the time is now ripe. We will be behind you. Come and we will fight against the forces of the Umayyads. And it is said in our books that more than 60 messages came to him from the people of Kufa. On a daily basis, people kept on sending. Every tribe, the tribe of Kinda and the tribe of all of the major tribes of the region of Kufa, they sent their representatives and they're telling him that come over, we need you to lead us against the rebellion against the Umayyads. And they sent many promises and threats as well. The threats being that, look, we're not even going to pray Jumu'ah until you come. What is the issue of praying Jumu'ah? Praying Jumu'ah was also a political act in that the Khalifa or the governor led Jumu'ah prayer. Right? So in those days, the governor was the one who led Jumu'ah prayer. And therefore, by not praying Jumu'ah, you are sending the message, we don't consider you to be legitimate. We're not going to pray behind you. So they sent a message to Hussein, we're not even praying Jumu'ah until you come. And that's the message, like, you had better come, we are desperate for your attention. And lists upon lists of noblemen signed their names that come and we will be with you fighting against the Umayyads. Now, remember the city of Kufa. What is Kufa? Kufa was a very unique and peculiar place. And in the year 37, it was the year that Ali shifted his caliphate to Kufa. And ever since that time, Kufa became the place of sympathy for the Ahl al-Bayt. And it was in Kufa that the political movement known as Shi'ism began. Let me repeat. It was in Kufa that the political movement known as Shi'atu Ali began. In the beginning, it was a political movement. No theology, no aqidah, no cursing of the sun, nothing like this. It was just politics. We think Ahl al-Bayt should be the Khalifa. Right? And this, they call themselves Shi'atu Ali. Ali himself had a lot of trouble with his own Shia. And there are many recorded conversations and many expressions of frustration from Ali himself that you're not doing what you can. There's a lot of, you're not listening to me as well as you should. And there's a lot of akhbar about Ali's own tensions with the people of Kufa. Now, as we had said, when Hassan when Hassan resigned, when Hassan resigned, the people of Kufa were not happy and they wanted rebellion. But Hassan calmed them down. And they were still wanting a rebellion. Hassan passes away, Hussein now takes charge. So they say to Hussein, your brother didn't do it, you come and do it. Come and we will fight you. So a fight with you, behind you against the Umayyads. Now, Hussein, after getting all of these rasail, all of these letters, he decided to send his cousin to check out, is it really worth it for me to go? Are we sure that we're able to go? And he sent his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil ibn Abi Talib. So Aqil is his older brother, is his uncle, sorry, older uncle. And Aqil is of course the brother of Ja'far and Ali, right? Ja'far, Ali, Aqil. Aqil is his brother, the brother of Ja'far and Ali. So the son of Aqil, his name is Muslim. So Muslim ibn Aqil is the first cousin of Hussein, clear? So he sends one of the Ahl al-Bayt, he is an Ahl al-Bayt, and he says to him, check out, is Kufa ready or not? Are they really serious about this or not? So Muslim ibn Aqil left with a small group, 1 or 2 people, that's it, just to find, it's like not a spy, but basically it's a scout is what I'm telling you, scouting mission, right? Find out, is it worthwhile or not? And so Muslim arrives in Kufa in the month of Dhul Qa'dah, 60 AH. Look at how time is coming up now. We know Muharram 61 is all going to come to an end. Look now, we're already in Dhul Qa'dah, right? 2 months away from the massacre. We can see what's building up here. So he arrives in Kufa in the month